What would you do if someone walked up to you in public, stared you dead in the eyes, and insulted everything about you? Your clothes, your choices, your voice, even your past. Would you snap back, walk away, or would you smile and say nothing? Now imagine this, a man named Gautama, 2,500 years ago standing barefoot under a Bodhi tree, had just become something rare, a man fully awake. Not in a mystical, floaty way, awake in the way that nothing could shake him. Not gold, not power, not hate. And that drove people crazy, because when someone can't be shaken, can't be broken, when they meet your anger with peace, your bitterness with stillness, they become a mirror. And people hate mirrors when they don't like what they see. There's a story, oh, this one changed my life. A man once came to the Buddha and unleashed a verbal storm, accused him of lies, hypocrisy, useless teachings, just venom. And the Buddha, he didn't defend, he didn't argue. He said, if someone offers you a gift and you do not accept it, to whom does it belong? Silence. He went on, in the same way, I do not accept your anger. It remains with you. Now pause right there. That line? That's more than words. That's a spiritual technology. That's a step-by-step rejection of hate, without absorbing it. I was once in your shoes. I'd hear criticism and it would wreck my whole day. One bad comment online and I'd spiral. Checking analytics, rewriting captions, doubting everything. I thought maybe if I got more likes, more views, if I explained myself better, they'd stop. But they didn't. And one night, after reading a thread tearing me apart, someone said my voice sounded like a fake guru who never lived anything real. I closed the laptop and just sat. And for some reason that story came back. If you do not accept it, and right there, something clicked. You see, in a world of algorithms, attention hacking, and dopamine loops, the most radical act is stillness. And the Buddha understood that before we even had a word for notifications. Let's dive deeper. There's a technique the Buddha used, one that modern psychology now validates through research. It's called mindful reframing. In today's world, you could call it cognitive behavioral judo. When hate comes your way, you don't absorb it. You observe it. You mentally return it to sender. Here's how you do it. This is your first practice. Step 1. The next time someone criticizes you, pause. Don't react. Literally count to 3 in your mind. 1, 2, 3. This is called a pattern interrupt. Step 2. Ask yourself, is this about me or about their pain? Most hate, 90% according to a study from UC Berkeley in 2021, is displacement. It's not personal, it's projection. They're hurting, and they want you to bleed too. Step 3. Breathe. Seriously. 3 deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. It switches your brain out of fight or flight and into reason. The Buddha didn't need neuroscience, but now we know, breath resets the amygdala. And here's the tool I want you to try. Completely free, always available Insight Timer. It's a simple app. Guided meditations, including a whole series on dealing with difficult people. Download it. Do one 5-minute session. Links in the description. It changed how I show up before hate even arrives. And here's the twist. It's not about ignoring pain. The Buddha felt pain. What he didn't do was carry it. He learned to see it as it is, not worse than it is, and that's what gives you power. Now I want you to stick with me because in just a minute I'll share the second story, where the Buddha is betrayed by his own cousin. It's a lesson in forgiveness that rewired my entire understanding of family, jealousy, and legacy. You do not want to miss that. But before we get there, tell me something in the comments. Have you ever held on to someone's words longer than they deserve to live in your head? Be honest, I read every single one. And your story matters. If you're serious about building real peace in a loud world, hit that button and join us here. We go deep and we grow together. Let's keep going. So here it is, the betrayal. Devadatta, his own cousin. Not a stranger, not an outsider. This was family. They grew up together, learned together. And yet, Devadatta burned with envy. As the Buddha's following grew, so did Devadatta's resentment. He wanted what the Buddha had: respect, reverence, attention. But instead of walking the path, he tried to hijack it. He plotted. First, he challenged the Buddha's leadership publicly. Then, when words didn't work, he tried to kill him. Yes, you heard that right. There's an ancient scroll that tells us Devadatta rolled a boulder down a mountain path, timed precisely as the Buddha was walking by. It missed, barely, but a shard of it struck his foot. Blood was drawn. Yet again, he didn't rage, he didn't retaliate, he limped, yes, but he moved on. Why? Because he understood something we've forgotten in the age of instant replies and cancel culture. Your peace is too precious to give away just because someone else is at war with themselves. And I want you to ask yourself right now, who in your life is asking you to carry a wound they caused? Who have you given space in your mind, your chest, your thoughts, without rent? The Buddha responded to Devadatta not with revenge, but with clarity. He simply let go. Not out of weakness, but strength. Forgiveness, real forgiveness, isn't about letting them off the hook. It's about unhooking yourself. I'll be real with you. I held on to betrayal for years. Someone I trusted once told a twisted version of my story to make themselves look better. And it worked. For a while I lost everything. My reputation, collaborations, even friends who didn't ask questions. I was angry, like really angry. But one night I read the Devadatta story, and I asked myself, what would it feel like to be free of this story? I wasn't there yet, but I could imagine it. That was the first step. Here's your next practice, and I promise, it's going to be uncomfortable but powerful. Write a letter, not to send, not for them, for you. A letter to the person who hurt you. Pour out everything, say it all, no filters, let the pain breathe. Then, read it out loud, once, and burn it. That's right, burn it, or shred it, destroy it in some symbolic way. What you're doing is physically externalizing your grief, and then choosing to release it. That's what ancient rituals were for. That's why monks sweep the same ground every morning, not because it's dirty, but because we are. And if writing isn't your thing, record a voice memo, let it out. This simple act, as shown in a Stanford University study in 2020, reduced emotional distress by up to 40% in participants who had unresolved interpersonal conflicts. That's scientific backup for something the Buddha practiced millennia ago. Now here's the kicker, Devadatta eventually fell, his plots unraveled, his bitterness consumed him, but the Buddha, his peace remained intact. His legacy outlived empires. That's the third insight I want to give you. You don't need to win against your haters, you need to outlast them. And the only way to do that is through inner stillness. There's a Zen saying, the bamboo bends in the wind but does not break. I want that for you. Not numbness, not denial, resilience. Use this next tool, it's one of my favorites. It's called Notion. Now it's not a spiritual tool per se, but I turned it into one. I created a mind map of peace. A digital space where I track emotional triggers, journal daily reflections, and even log emotional wins. Moments when I chose not to respond to hate. You can build one too. Just open Notion, free forever, create a blank page, title it Unshakable, and start with this template. Trigger, what was said or done. First emotional reaction, how I responded. Alternative response I wish to practice. It's therapy and strategy combined. And I've got a free starter template in the description if you want a head start. Now stay with me. Because next we're going to talk about how the Buddha dealt with inner doubt, his darkest night under the Bodhi tree when Mara, the embodiment of fear, came for him. And trust me, that story, it's not about ancient legends. It's about your 3 a.m. anxiety, your imposter syndrome, your fear of not being enough. So, if you've ever felt like the world's too loud, and you're too small, don't go anywhere. This next part might just be the thing you needed all along. And hey, if something in this hit home for you, drop a still standing in the comments. Let me know you're here, you're healing, and you're walking this path with me. We're not here to be perfect. We're here to be present. Keep going. Alright, now picture this. It's the middle of the night. The wind is still. The stars are out. But they're silent witnesses. And there's one man sitting under a fig tree, unmoved, unblinking. He hasn't spoken in hours. His legs are crossed, his back straight, and his mind focused like a blade. This was the night it all came to a head. Mara appears. Now Mara isn't just a demon in a story. Mara is fear, doubt, craving, ego, all the voices that whisper, you're not enough, you'll fail, you're alone. And Mara comes hard. First he sends his armies, visions of terror, then seduction, desires in their most tempting form, then the ultimate weapon, doubt. Who do you think you are? Who gave you the right to seek awakening? What makes you think you'll find peace when no one else has? Now tell me honestly, have you heard those same voices? Because I have. Late nights trying to build something that matters, create content with heart in a world chasing trends, wondering if anyone really sees what I'm trying to do. And that voice, Mara's voice, shows up, nobody cares. You're wasting your time, you should have taken the safe job. But here's what the Buddha did. This changed everything for me. He didn't fight Mara, he didn't run, he didn't scream or pray for it to stop, he simply said, I see you, Mara, that's it, he named it. And in that moment of recognition, Mara lost all power. That's lesson number 4, call it out, don't deny your fears, don't fake positivity, see it, name it, and sit anyway. There's an app I swear by during these moments, Simple Habit. It has a 7-minute meditation called Facing the Storm. It doesn't tell you to run from your fear, it teaches you to sit with it. Try it the next time you feel overwhelmed. The link's below. Do it once, just once, I dare you. Now here's something crazy. Research out of Harvard Medical School showed that naming an emotion out loud can reduce its intensity by up to 50%. It's called affect labeling. And the Buddha practiced this 2,500 years ago, under a tree, without a single neuroscientist in sight. So the next time doubt creeps in, don't suppress it, don't scroll it away, say it, I see you, doubt, and breathe. That was the turning point for the Buddha, not because the fear vanished, but because he didn't feed it. He touched the earth, literally, laid his hand on the ground and said, let the earth be my witness. Now if that doesn't give you chills, let me tell you what it means. It means, I don't need to prove myself to anyone. Not to haters, not to doubters, not even to myself. And I want you to have that moment. A place you can return to when the world feels like too much. So here's something I created, a guided Earth Witness reflection in Google Slides. You can journal along with it, visuals, prompts, questions, all designed to pull you back into your own inner ground. And yes, it's free, and linked below. You don't need a temple, you don't need robes, you need clarity. And clarity starts with presence. Now let me ask you, who is your Mara right now? Drop it in the comments, name your doubt. Is it fear of failure, rejection, being seen? Let's name them together, let's disarm them. Because here's the truth, my friend, peace isn't found by escaping the storm, it's found by realizing you are the eye of the storm. The Buddha didn't eliminate Mara, in fact the texts say Mara kept showing up, even after enlightenment. But every time the Buddha would simply smile, and say, I see you. So let this be your mantra too. Next time you feel crushed by someone's words, or pulled into a spiral of anxiety, or betrayed, or unseen, pause, breathe, and say, I see you. But you're not in control anymore. Because your power isn't in controlling the world, it's in mastering your response. And that's what we're building here. Real growth. From the inside out. If this resonates, don't just scroll past, hit that follow, that subscribe, that heart, whatever's in front of you, not for me, for you, to remember this space exists. And come back for the next one, where we explore why the Buddha laughed at death. Yeah, you heard me right, laughed. It's not what you think, but it might be everything you need, we're just getting started.